Somebody put the question to him directly, on camera. Could Britain and America working together ever actually reach him? His answer at the time was essentially a dare. That footage looks very different now.
Can UK and US's relationship with each other do anything to you? Is that a risk of yours? Is that a concern of yours, or not at all?
MPs saying, we need to get Andrew Tate. And you know I'm here. So come get me. Come extradite me. If you have such a strong case.
There's a detail in the arrest footage worth slowing down for, guys. Watch how they approach. Quiet, controlled, and on him before he registers what's happening.
Mind signing?
Take.
Then look at what his hands are doing. He tries handing the phone to his bodyguard. That doesn't land, so it goes onto the ground instead, and somebody standing behind scoops it straight up.
Hey, would you mind signing?
Take. Come back. Oh shit, no. Come over here by me. Let's go. Come over here by me.
59. That's the total number of charges now sitting against the Tate brothers after Britain added a fresh batch while they were detained in America. Very few people still covering this were around for the original arrest. I was, and what's been assembled this time bears no resemblance to what came before.
I'm Assistant Chief Constable Karina Thomas, lead for the Bedfordshire, Cambridgeshire and Hertfordshire Major Crime Unit. In 2024, the CPS authorised 21 charges against Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate following our investigation into allegations of sexual offences dating back to 2012. Following the initial charges being authorised, we have continued to investigate further offences reported to both Bedfordshire Police and Hertfordshire Constabulary. As a result, 38 new charges in total have now been authorised against Andrew and Tristan Tate, bringing the total number of charges faced to 59.
The objective from British police is straightforward: get him back on UK soil and into a cell. Romania's case has stalled indefinitely, so Britain wants this. What sits in the way is Tate's genuine political access in America running all the way up to Trump. Watch his reaction in that moment. He clearly believed he'd just met someone with the power to make this exact scenario disappear before it ever reached him.
Charges relate to 7 victims spanning a period from 2010 to 2017. Our officers have worked closely with the CPS and both national and international law enforcement agencies as part of this complex investigation. I can now confirm that officers from the United States have arrested both Andrew and Tristan Tate in relation to this matter, and they are being detained pending ongoing legal proceedings. We understand the interest that this case will generate, but we would urge the public not to speculate and to allow the legal process to be carried out correctly. I want to make it clear that there is no place for male violence against women and girls in our society, and we will continue to work tirelessly to support victims and investigate all reports made to us. Thank you.
One person who spent years defending him has now flipped entirely, following a falling out between them. Sneeko says he's reassessed the whole thing and now believes the brothers are guilty of what they've been accused of. Here's his position.
So now you're promoting Me Too feminist culture. The fall off is crazy.
See, it's not Me Too feminist culture. It's the fact that they're actually guilty. And I looked through, well, apparently, according to them, I don't know, allegedly they're guilty. Allegedly. At the time, I did believe it. I believe that they were innocent, but you look into it more, and you look into what the lover boy method is, and you look into what that is. They literally said that they were recruiting women to pimp them out. They had a course talking about how you could become a pimp. Word for word, they just spell out exactly what the lover boy method is. They say, this is how you do it. If you want a girl to fall in love with you so that you could traffic her, buy my course and I'll teach you how. So first you make her fall in love with you. You have sex with her. Then you program her. Then you take her passport. Then she's in love with you. Then you put her on OnlyFans. It's like, that's what the lover boy method is, word for word. That's what pimping is, allegedly. I don't know what I'm talking about, allegedly. To a T, that's exactly what pimping is, and they just did it online.
The problem with taking Sneeko seriously here is that his support was never built on the evidence in the first place. He backed Tate because backing Tate was the popular position, because it aligned with being anti-Matrix, because that's where the culture was pointing. He doesn't examine cases, he tracks whoever's currently winning. And on the actual substance, if convictions came that easily from things people say online, Romania would have finished this years ago. Britain runs a more capable prosecution system, sure, but Tate has already been jailed and held on remand over there without a single conviction attached to his name, on accusations that look very similar to these.
And they did it in Europe with white women. Look at that too. You know what's so funny? is that the Tate started grifting the white supremacists, like the white incels, the skin worshippers. They literally got rich pimping out European white women because they were better for money. Like, they made more money. Do you think that they were pimping out Asian girls and black girls? No, they moved to Romania because the crimes, they thought they were going to get away with it. They said, Romania's a third world country. I can be a mob boss. I'm a mafia. I could bribe the police. I'm like the cartel of Romania. That's why they moved there. 1. 2, for the women, because they know white women are the best clientele. So, or they make the best prostitutes for Indians jerking off. So these are two black men move to Eastern Europe, predominantly white country, to pimp out white women, destroying the birth rate, and then now the skin worshippers are like, yeah, he's one of me. Yeah. You fall for anything.
That Romanian fight has consumed years, and plenty of what these brothers have done pushed me to publicly stop supporting them. Where I draw the line, though, is guilt requiring a conviction rather than an arrest plus personal dislike. So British courts take over from here, and Tate himself had already predicted another arrest was coming and that it would hit harder.
Let's see how this all plays out, but I have a strong suspicion that the Florida, if I had to predict the future, which I'm pretty good at, because I was saying I was going to get arrested. I don't know if you saw my old podcast. I kept saying they're going to arrest me. You have 3 lives. I kept saying they're going to arrest me before they arrested me. Here's what I think is going to happen in Florida. I think they're going to get perp walk. I think they're going to come up with the biggest crock of shit. They're going to arrest me. They're going to walk me in front of the cameras.
You can see his own friends stripping the valuables off him there. Realistically, he's looking at a long stretch inside, potentially years before anything reaches trial, and the pattern of him always walking free doesn't apply to what's been added this round. The breakdown. Andrew faces 7 additional counts of rape plus sex trafficking charges, and now offenses involving indecent images of a child. Tristan faces 2 counts of rape and 3 counts of arranging or facilitating trafficking for sexual exploitation. The CPS has confirmed authorization to prosecute both for further offenses covering rape, arranging and facilitating trafficking for sexual exploitation, and offenses relating to an indecent image of a child. Every one of those still has to be proven in a courtroom. Meanwhile, Tate has been publicly insisting he's been told almost nothing about the case waiting for him.
Let me clear up this news you're seeing on the timeline. The British state has accused me of a crime. They said 15 years ago I did something I wasn't supposed to do and I'm a criminal. But they won't tell me who against. They won't tell me where it happened. They won't tell me when it happened. They just said 15 years ago you did a crime. And I said, okay, against who? We're not telling you in case you tweet it. Why would I tweet it? What are you talking about? Tell me who I committed this crime against so I can defend myself. Nope, we're not going to let you defend yourself. You're accused of a crime. You're charged with a crime. We won't tell you who against. And I said, well, then how do I put a defense together? And they said, well, if you come to England, we'll tell you. I said, sure, I'll come to England. No problem. All I want to know is, can you guarantee I will not be remanded in custody? They said, no, we're not going to guarantee you that. If you come to England, there's a strong chance you're going to go to Belmarsh, remanded in custody for years, pre-trial.
Which puts a British prison cell genuinely within reach for him. The only remaining step is America reviewing the request and cooperating. And there's an argument this is what he actually wants. A man convinced of his own innocence gets nothing from running forever, whereas turning up, proving it, and clearing the whole thing would let him move on.
And I'm like, so you are accusing me of a crime, you've issued a warrant, you won't tell me who the crime was committed against, if they even exist, because they don't. These are made up victims, completely made up. They have people hiding behind anonymity and just attacking me, demanding millions of euros, millions of dollars for things that happened in 2009. Nobody's telling me what these things are. Nobody's telling me who these people are. Nobody's telling me when they happened, where they happened, nothing. And they're saying if I go to jail, they'll tell me, but I have to fly to England and put myself in jail. And I know you're wondering, how come when Britain, as it collapses and doesn't give a fuck about grooming gangs, doesn't give a fuck about the stabbings, doesn't care about the drugs on the street, doesn't care about any of the real crime, how come they keep talking about Andrew Tate? That's because I highlight the problems with the country. They don't want to fix the problems. They want to get rid of me for talking about the problems. So why do I get to travel the world so freely? Why have I been to 25 countries this year? Because when I land in Hong Kong and the British government call the authorities and say, we need Andrew Tate, we have a warrant, the authorities say, well, what's the warrant for? And who's it against? And the British state says, we don't want to tell you who the victims are. The victims don't exist, so no country will extradite me. So I'm traveling the world completely free. No country respects England anymore. Nobody's sending me to them. I'm living as a free man. They keep putting on the BBC that they want to get hold of me. And I'm saying, tell me who my accuser is and I'll come talk to you. And they're like, no, because they've completely made it up. They've made it up to slander me in the media over and over and over again. Their intention is to just lie about me, lie about charges, lie about victims, lie, so that I don't support Rupert or I don't support Farage.
The brothers were taken into custody in Miami by the U.S. Marshals Service on Saturday, according to the Associated Press. British prosecutors allege that the Tate brothers raped and trafficked women between 2010 and 2017, but the brothers have denied these allegations. Both of them have previously faced human trafficking allegations in Romania after their 2022 arrest, but that case didn't move forward because of legal issues. The brothers remain in U.S. custody as the extradition process moves forward.
Not long before any of this landed, Tristan was mid-interview explaining exactly how the Romanian case had fallen apart, with no idea what was about to happen to him.
Dismissed in 2024 in December due to lack of evidence and the fact that the evidence was made up, invented, mistranslated. It was a disaster for the Romanian prosecution.
Both of them are now sitting in an American detention center with no control over what comes next. Could Trump quietly arrange something, holding them stateside until Britain is trial ready rather than shipping them into remand? Or does this simply proceed and they wait it out in a UK prison? Whatever access Tate built, the relationship between Washington and London massively outweighs one man, and my read is that America cooperates.
Can UK and US's relationship with each other do anything to you? Is that a risk of yours? Is that a concern of yours, or not at all?
I'm tall, brown, rich, and sexy, so I have a strong suspicion that's one of the reasons the UK hates me so much. Because the UK is now a fallen nation. It's a completely communist country. You can't speak out. Isn't it interesting that not too long ago, America would talk about going to war and killing people for the idea of democracy and freedom. And now our allies, like the United Kingdom, will lock people up for tweets. Or even worse, Trump and Vance will put Zelensky in his place, which needed to be done. And then our allies will invite him over the next day and hug him and shake hands and promise him money.
How do you feel about that?
Well, what I feel like is that they're not even our allies anymore. That's snakery.
America has now delivered its side of this, presumably expecting reciprocity from Britain, though nothing about the extradition itself is confirmed yet. UK police built their public statement around protecting women, and this was Tate's response to that framing.
That there is no place for male violence against women and girls in our society.
Friendly reminder to everybody at home. The UK government does not care about women. It allows grooming gangs to groom at length for decades. They don't care. They won't even investigate it. They won't look at it. They open the borders and allow in millions of military-age men, God knows where they're from, without passports, no one knows their criminal record, from questionable countries, which obviously have a misogynistic worldview, because I'm the world's worst misogynist. They allow these people to roam our streets. They pay for them to come, and they pay for them to live for free, which makes women unsafe. They have no time to police any of this. They have no time to investigate any of this, but they have time to drag up allegations on me from 15 years ago for talking about these issues.
Their lawyer Joseph has issued a statement, and he's incensed that the arrest happened at all. His argument is that both brothers are innocent, and that these new charges were manufactured specifically to counter the defamation actions the pair filed in America. His wording: the world knows Andrew and Tristan are innocent, their enemies know it best of all, and that's precisely why they were targeted. He expects that once a competent judge examines the facts, and once the Department of Justice confronts what he describes as an abuse of its own authority, both walk free, with America refusing to do Britain's political dirty work.
If they cared about women, they'd fix the issues. They don't care about women. Do not buy it for a second. They don't care about women. They don't care about young girls being safe. They don't care about combating misogyny. They don't care about any of that. They care about control and locking up anyone who highlights the problems inside of the UK. It is so broken. They are not trying to fix the problems. Instead, they're trying to get rid of the people who talk about the problems. The UK government does not give a single fuck about women and girls, or they'd stop the boats. They don't give a single fuck about women and girls, or they'd stop the grooming gangs. Why are they dragging up allegations on me from 15 years ago by promising women money if they lie? And after an extensive investigation, contacting over 1,000 women, they found 3 girls who were prepared to lie. What about the 997 who said I'm a nice guy? This is a setup. This is a stitch up. And do not buy their garbage for a second that they give a single fuck about the young women inside the UK, because they don't care.
My honest read is that British authorities picked their moment carefully. The support around Tate has thinned dramatically. Crypto scandals, general fatigue, people no longer rushing to defend him. Calling the UK government relentless on this would undersell it. But he's also spent the past year applying pressure right back at them and openly inviting exactly this outcome.
Mr. Keir Starmer, I heard you're in a little bit of trouble. I've got bad news for you because you're in a whole bunch more. I'm here in America and I've just been handed a document which proves that Morgan McSweeney, who was your chief of staff under the Labour government, was behind the entire attack that happened against me. It breaks international law. It completely breaks the presumption of innocence. It shows the corruption of the British state. You are worse than a communist. You're a scumbag. Everybody hates you. Everybody hates you. You have no public support. Nobody believes the things you say about me. Nobody supports you. And I now have the paperwork. So now I have to decide which judge sees these papers and where I take you and your entire cabal of corrupt pieces of shit who have completely destroyed the once great Britain. All of you scumbags, and Morgan McSweeney especially, are going to see a courtroom and you are going to face justice for what you have done in your attempt to silence me.
Having covered the entire previous case where Tate came out the other side, I can tell you this is a fundamentally different situation. 50+ charges built up over years of investigation. For coverage that doesn't pick a side, subscribe and stay tuned because every update on this is landing here. Drop a like if you got something out of it. It helps this channel more than most people realize. This is Creator Pulse, so let me know where you stand down in the comments. Catch you in the next one.